Hi there, I'm Professor Blackmore, and I want to welcome you back to my channel and to my series entitled, Has Bishop Squashed the Freak-Off Party? Power Bottom Rumors? And as you may know, federal law enforcement agents conducted police raids on the homes owned by Sean Diddy Combs, located in Los Angeles and Miami. And I'm coming back to you today to analyze whether these developments should make him and or Bishop T.D. Jakes nervous.
Breaking news right now, we're following the Department of Homeland Security conducting a raid at a house in Holmby Hills, believed to be connected to Sean Combs, the rapper and music executive, perhaps being linked to a sex trafficking investigation.
In addition, after all of the Diddy freak-off party, power bottom rumors that have had the internet on purity fire over the past couple of months, I will also endeavor to analyze this musical previewed by Bishop at the Potter's House on Palm Sunday, which very much seemed to be a T. Diddy production.
Double-minded when I wrestle, but I'm blind in this light. And this is just a fight of my life. And so I'm praying, Father, please, I can't see. I'm trusting your hand. Even when I'm under the stand, I'ma still be still and let you be God. And trust in the stand. Understand that when you trust in this plan. Hey. Still be still and let you be God. Take patience while I trust in your hand. Hey. Lose yourself in the mission, the moment you own it, you better never let it go. This could be your shot. It's your chance to show the world's waiting for the light. So shine. You better lose yourself in the mission. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. This will be your shot. Do what's never been done. Do what's never been done. Timing is everything. Timing is everything.
Now, I would be remiss if I didn't take some time out to also advise you, as per Bishop, that Sister Sarita has been MIA because she had to have surgery?
Break the curse. I had to break the curse. I had to break it for myself, for my wife, for my children. By the way, my wife is not here. She has not left me. She has not left me. She underwent a major surgery, and I have been by her side along with the children every step of the way. Yeah, and I miss her terribly being over there, but she is getting better. She is getting better.
Now y'all know this man is messy. But let me stay focused so I can get back to the matter at hand. Because as you may know, allegations of sexual misconduct against Diddy have been making their rounds on this internet for years, especially allegations occurring many years ago in New York, swirling all around his prior girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, who attempted to settle her allegations out of court with Diddy up until some point in time in November of 2023, but he refused her efforts. And I guess his attorneys did not make him aware of the fact that in May of 2022, New York's governor signed into law the Adult Survivors Act that stopped or froze the statute of limitations for a year period of time from November 24th, 2022 to November the 24th, 2023, during which time alleged victims could seek justice against their abusers. Because this very law allowed Sister Cassie to file a civil lawsuit against Diddy on November the 16th, 2023, before the freezing of this temporary statute of limitations ended. Well, as you know, Diddy settled that lawsuit with Sister Cassie quick, fast, and in a hurry the very next day, honey child. But by then, the damage had already been done, because as a result of the filing of this lawsuit, all kinds of rumors started flying around based on word on the street gossip revealing that Sister Cassie had some type of alleged video footage on a USB flash drive and or video footage on an alleged burner phone that belonged to Diddy's now deceased baby mama, Kim Porter, that somehow, in the blessed name of Jesus, finds its way into the possession of Sister Cassie, and that she had allegedly given this flash drive to the FBI that allegedly would substantiate that Bishop attended one of Diddy's so-called freak-off parties. Now, Diddy's settlement with Sister Cassie would have included a non-disclosure agreement or confidentiality agreement or hush money agreement, which would allow Diddy to sue her if it is ever determined that she has breached that agreement by talking to anyone, including the FBI or agents from the Department of Homeland Security. And I really think her recent remarks about Diddy and the police raid are coming very close, in my opinion, to exposing her to litigation with Diddy. Now, I think it is okay for her to say, quote, "We will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the law," end quote. But I think she went too far when she said, quote, "Hopefully, this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for his depraved conduct," end quote. And so in my opinion, that was getting way too close to the line, Sister Cassie. But I guess that ain't none of my business. And so, while even at this very moment, nothing has been uncovered, in my opinion, to substantiate Bishop's involvement in any illegal activities conducted by Diddy, and although there is nothing illegal about attending a party, I will say that Bishop does know how to put on a Diddy production.
Timing. Timing is everything.
Could this be your time? Could this be your time? Kairos. 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 Could this be your time? For what's never been done, for what's never been done, timing is everything. to farmers. I'm in a season where it's trees and gardens and sowing seeds, but it's weeds growing, planted by seeds and harvest. And if I pull it too soon, I never reap the harvest. And so I'm patiently waiting and I'm taking my steps. And I'm getting close to the God, building relational depth. It's hard to with the promise when you face the threat. It's hard to hold on to a promise when you facing a threat. But I keep digging. I know that God's promise is right. Sometimes I'm like Thomas when I'm blinded by...
Yes, indeed, Bishop. Now, that was hot, boo. And in my opinion, nobody, including Sister Cassie, has put any proof on the table of anything to substantiate that anything illegal took place as it relates to your involvement in Diddy's activities. I mean, we have people talking about an alleged sex tape on a dead woman's burner phone, and the girlfriend of that dead woman's baby daddy, i.e. Sister Cassie, has her burner phone. I'm sorry, y'all, but that's just too much for me. And if the FBI had the sex tape or the burner phone, they wouldn't be tearing Diddy's house up looking for it. Now, although Sister Cassie has not, in my opinion, provided anything that can be substantiated in a court of law, anything illegal that points to Bishop's involvement in any of this mess, that hasn't stopped people from trying to pull him into this mess. And yet, another individual in the person of Rodney Little Rod Jones has filed another lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. But in my opinion, it is the weakest, flimsiest thing I have ever seen. And there is exactly one occurrence in the entire lawsuit wherein Brother Little Rod mentions Bishop T.D. Jakes, in which he alleges, quote, Mr. Combs planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact on his public image regarding the Cassie Ventura lawsuit, end quote. Now, the lawsuit makes reference to a shooting that took place at a Diddy event, but the person who actually got shot is not the person who is bringing this lawsuit. And the person bringing this lawsuit claims that the person who got shot cannot be found. So, at the time that this lawsuit was filed, nobody could actually confirm that the person was actually shot, and the person who was actually shot was not complaining about anything. And since the time the lawsuit was filed, the LAPD has come forward and stated that the man who was shot by two other individuals in an armed robbery attempt, and those two suspects were arrested. In addition, Brother Little Rod also seemed to allege that Diddy was grooming him to take part in certain homosexual activities, but he does not necessarily complain of any actual sexual intercourse type acts other than touching that were committed against him. And since he was living in Diddy's home, I think the easy way to remedy that problem would have been to move the hell out. And so, in my opinion, it really seems as if this is some type of discrepancy about money that the plaintiff, Brother Little Rod, thinks he is owed that was not paid to him, and he's bringing up a whole lot of other stuff that he thinks will scare Diddy into paying him his money. And while this lawsuit makes reference to an underage young woman that Brother Little Rod alleges that Brother Diddy had sex with, that woman has since come forward to say that she is a grown-ass woman and she is not and was not underage at the time that the photograph was taken that Little Rod references in his lawsuit. And so, notwithstanding Brother Little Rod's weak complaint that was not giving in the area of substantiated facts, does it still seem that it is not Brother Diddy's time?
Double-minded when I wrestle, but I'm blind in this light. And this is just a fight of my life. And so I'm praying, Father, please, I can't see. I'm trusting your hand. Even when that understand, I'ma still be still and let you be God and trust in the stand. Understand that when you trust in His plan, hey, 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 still be still and let you be God. Take patience while I trust in your hand. Hey, hey, hey. Lose yourself in the mission, the moment you own it, you better never let it go. This could be your shot. Miss your chance to show the world's waiting for your light. So shine. You better lose yourself in the mission, the moment you own it, you better never let it go. This could be your shot. Do what's never been done. Do what's never been done. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. It's your time. 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 It's your time.
Now, one thing that these lawsuits filed by Sister Cassie and Brother Little Rod have done is they have gotten the attention of the feds. And if you let Diddy tell the story, well, he will say that he is being framed like the Mona Lisa.
Breaking news right now, we're following the Department of Homeland Security conducting a raid at a house in Holmby Hills, believed to be connected to Sean Combs, the rapper and music executive, perhaps being linked to a sex trafficking investigation.
He got some shots of a few people coming out of the home. Those people have been detained. Now, we're trying to still connect the dots. We do have some sources on scene here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say, less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even before the crime scene tape came up. So we're just down the hill. If you look up this street where Tony is right now to the right, you'll see one of those Bearcats, and law enforcement on the other side of those bushes basically is that home that is registered to Bad Boy Films, which is part of Bad Boy Entertainment. And the home in particular is registered not only to Bad Boy Films, but to one of P. Diddy's daughters.
They are gathering information, talking to the folks who are there on the property, as well as going through the home. It wasn't as heightened as we saw just 10 minutes ago when they actually got onto the property.
Well, definitely a little bit more relaxed as far as the investigators that you see right there. And now we're getting more of a count. You can see that there's 4, maybe 5 people down there, 6 total that they have removed from the home. A couple of them still in custody.
Now keep in mind that this investigation is being conducted by the Department of Homeland Security based on warrants obtained by the United States Attorney General for the Southern District of New York, which is where, coincidentally, Sister Cassie and Brother Little Rod have filed their civil lawsuits against Diddy. And I find it very interesting that when the Attorney General for the Southern District of New York could have filed criminal charges against Diddy for allegations made by Sister Cassie, while the statute of limitations was paused until November the 24th, 2023, the U.S. Attorney General declined to do so. And so now they have to try to create a sex trafficking indictment, which is why you see the Department of Homeland Security conducting the investigation because sex trafficking is within the purview of their jurisdiction.
We don't know what exactly they're looking for, who they're looking for, but again, this could possibly be linked to a sex trafficking investigation involving rapper Sean Combs, the music executive. But as you heard from Haley right there, she believes, and she's been hearing, that we do not think that Sean Combs is on that property at home right now. He may be in New York as this raid is being conducted. But we do know from our reporting that over the course of the year already, just as early as March this year, there have been several lawsuits filed against Sean Combs. So clearly this could be part of it. We are not sure at this point. We did see a bunch of investigators going in, making the raid in there and clearing that as well. So they're going to do a thorough search as they conduct this raid. And so far, Stu, from what I understand and from Haley on the ground there, they have not seen, and we have not seen from our vantage point, any sign of Sean Combs, the 54-year-old who is believed to be the property owner of this.
Now, doesn't it make you wonder why they waited until Diddy was conveniently not at either of his homes before they decided to conduct these raids? And it is my understanding that the federal authorities have stated that Diddy is not a target of this investigation.
And for more on this investigation, let's bring in former FBI Assistant Director Chris Swecker. Chris, great to have you on the show. I mean, the big headline there is kind of what we want to get into you with, because it is now been confirmed this is a sex trafficking case, but Sean Combs is not the target. Well, he sure looks like the target, though. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, apparently HSI is leaking out a lot of information, and you're right. It looks like there's a very significant sex trafficking, human trafficking investigation underway, and it looks like it's coming out of the HSI Division of International Organized Crime, or something along those lines. So it looks pretty significant. Got 2 major search warrants, a lot of process around those search warrants, a lot of kitted out tactical people raiding those 2 locations. So it looks like a lot of drama around all this. And you know there's enough probable cause, because you don't get search warrants without strong probable cause, that there is at least a human trafficking, sex trafficking ring at work here.
And explain that to us if you would, Chris, because I know we have talked about, Jonathan just talked about the fact that there have been a number of lawsuits brought against Sean Combs, women alleging that he drugged them, and et cetera and so on. My questioning, where does the trafficking come in there? What is it that we need to constitute human trafficking, sex trafficking, et cetera?
Yeah, that's a great question, because it looks like some of these lawsuits are sort of personal lawsuits, sexual assaults, sort of one-off. So to make human trafficking, or make a human trafficking violation under federal law, you have to be taking women against their will and forcing them to commit sexual acts. Query whether there are underage women involved in this investigation. That would make it even more serious if underage women or men are being forced to commit sexual acts, crossing state lines, crossing international boundaries. And also, question mark is, what does this tie into an organized crime group, a human trafficking organization? And I can tell you, the federal agencies don't like to get involved in one-off type cases. Neither the FBI or HSI will engage in small one-off, 1 or 2, prostitution rings and that sort of thing. If they're working this case, there are every indications that this is a serious, significant human trafficking ring here.
Now you've got the Southern District of New York involved in this. A lot of heavy hitters in that area. So it really looks like Sean Combs, Diddy, is in some trouble.
It appears so. I mean, the question is, since they're issuing some disclaimers about him being the target, is he really the target? I mean, it sure seems so. I mean, logic would tell you they're going to his house, going to both houses. They're focusing on his 2 sons. They have them in zip ties during the course of the search warrants. They may have searched his airplane at Opa-locka and detained some people at Opa-locka Airport, which I work down in Miami. That's an airport of some notoriety. It's a small airport. Used to be a smuggler's airport. So, there's a lot to work with here. And I guess it all rolls back around to it's a pretty significant investigation if you've got HSI going to all this trouble out of the Southern District of New York, which is a serious district.
Now, since this raid occurred, Diddy's sons were seen leaving his home in Los Angeles. And while the feds did arrest an individual who is claimed to be Diddy's drug mule, allegedly, neither Diddy nor his sons were ever taken into custody, and it is reported that Diddy's Love Air private jet was tracked in the Caribbean islands. And so, let me get this straight. The feds all but wait for Brother Diddy to leave his residence, and then they execute these simultaneous raids on both of his bi-coastal homes while he is not home, and they do not take anyone living in those homes into custody, and they admit that Diddy is not a target of the investigation. In addition, there is not one single solitary substantiated indication that Bishop's fingerprints are on any crime associated with any of this mess. At this time,
Those that leave the greatest impact understand time. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. Say it with me. Timing is everything. Say it again. Success is as much about timing as it is about anything else. Do you know what timing is in your life? You have to do things at the right time or you're not going to have the effect that you would have had because you don't understand timing. Because timing is what? Timing is what? Wake up, timing is what? Wake up, timing is what? Timing is absolutely everything.
For what's never been done, time for what's never been done. Impossible. For what's never been done, time for what's never been done. For what's never been done, timing is everything. 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 Go and get everything.
and so, ladies and gentlemen of this courthouse jury, I'm sorry, but at this time I still do not see anything here. Now, I'm not saying that any of these things that Brother Little Rod says happened didn't happen, but what I am saying is that in a court of law, if you don't have evidence that something actually did happen, then it is just as if it never happened. And so, ladies and gentlemen of this courthouse jury, I'm sorry, but at this time I still do not see anything here. But what do you think? I mean, at this point, we have unproved up allegations in Sister Cassie's lawsuit because before they could be proved up at the time of trial, she settled the case with Diddy and signed a hush money agreement. Then we have a lawsuit filed by Brother Little Rod that does not make any allegations of any actual illegal or unwanted sexual intercourse type actions attempted on him by Diddy, and there are no proved up substantiated allegations being made by anyone else that he can point to. He makes allegations of a man being shot by Diddy or one of his sons, but the man who was shot is not making any allegations against Diddy, and the police say that the man was shot by two other individuals in an armed robbery. And Brother Little Rod also alleges that Diddy had sex with underage young women, but the grown-ass women say that they were not underage at that time. And so, I ask you, ladies and gentlemen of this internet courthouse jury, under these circumstances, should Bishop or Diddy for that matter, feel any apprehension about the recent raid of Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami homes, please let me know what you think by leaving your comments in the comments section below. And I hope you also give me a big thumbs up. And I hope you also consider donating to this video and my entire channel ministry by donating to the ProfessorBlackmore.com Cash App. And I want to also ask that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel and set your notifications so you'll be notified whenever I come back with more hot tea from the courthouse, the church house, and everywhere else, honey child. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram.